the backcountry style. Searching for treasure yet untold, up and down the creeks for his gold, and it's mine or bust, mine or bust, mine or bust, because it's in his blood and that's what a miner does. Just like the gold rushers of old, who live and died for their gold, with picks, packs, shovels, rifles in hand, up and down the creeks of the backcountry land. It's mine or bust, mine or bust, mine or bust, because it's in his blood and that's what a miner does.
Last time, we spent a few days sniping for gold. Making our way and exploring the canyon, looking for any exposed bedrock zones in the waterway. Every season I hit a few little secret spots and pick up some easy gold. But really, I just enjoy all the sights and the sounds while I'm checking in on the canyon.
It's always nice when you can hear it.
As nice as the canyon is, it's time for us to get back to our sampling projects. Off into the woods where the old benches and rivers of gold used to flow. Slowly opening up our new sampling site and exposing the old river gravels with our first sign of gold.
It's gonna go good with my oatmeal.
With a good day behind us, we settle in for another night.
We're finally getting somewhere now, starting to get down there, getting things opened up nice anyway. Nice stairs set back so we can get hopefully this last 4, maybe 5 feet of old river deposit down. Get that bulk sample so then we'll know what the upper to mid section is paying in gold versus the bottom in this deposit. Yeah, it's getting cooler out now. Makes it a lot nicer for working anyway. Just gotta hope you don't hit too many of these big boulders on the way down. Otherwise you're just gonna get pinched in here. We won't get our complete sample to the bottom. Yeah, I'll move a few more rock here before I head back to camp. Yeah, little fatigued this trip here. The last time I was out metal detecting, that night there, I started feeling pretty ill, massive headache, and I didn't get much sleep that night, that's for sure. Well, hello there. I just finished getting into the claim and decided we're gonna hit the canyon a little bit here, try to dig up a few nuggets. Of course, my son Joshua really don't care for that canyon too much, but I guess can't really blame him. It's pretty dangerous in there, lots of rock slides. Yeah, so my son isn't with me. He's wimping out, I guess. Steve down at IRL gave me a new metal detector to give it a try out on my claim. And see, it all folds down, fits in a backpack. It's a pretty high-end detector. Ground balancing seems pretty good on this. So I've had cheaper detectors in here, and the thing sounds off as you're sweeping it everywhere because of the mineralization and hot rocks. Yeah, this one seems to balance out nice. Look at all this material in the gold pan. Yeah, gold likes to hang together, so now we'll pan it off and see if there's a real concentration of a bunch of smaller gold. Yeah, just a small little crack here. It's very long little water coming along this edge. And this is where it first blocks. I think the guy might have to take his rings off. You know, I've been wearing that wedding ring for so long, I don't know if it'll come off. Sounds pretty good. Look at that. There might be something to this metal detecting after all. Say, over my years I found a lot of hot rocks, a lot of bullets, old rusty nails. Never any gold. I just got tired of the thing squealing all day. Yeah, first piece of gold. I'm liking this detector. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's probably about quarter gram, a little less. Definitely liking that. Yeah, have to remember that noise. Would have been still out there, but I guess the thing needs batteries. Ended up running out of batteries, but I have more. I just didn't have them with me. Yeah, rather than hike back out, it's getting later in the day. I'm gonna just go down and go dig the front of that sample hole out so the guy can drop down a little better. Still lots of time in the day left.
Truth be told, I'm not feeling quite right.
We'll finish our night off digging this out. I'm just hitting the old tailing pile from the old prospectors from the gold rush. We dug a sample hole back in here, big tailing pile that was all growing in with the bush. Yes, we're just pulling out all their old rock piles. Yeah, we'll get our steps carved out, and eventually we'll see what's down in the bottom of this sample hole. And you can definitely tell you're into the old tailing piles. Just a bunch of loose rock. Yeah. Just because the old timers were here doesn't mean they got it all. 'Cause I know they were working their way along this old channel here. They did quite a bit of hand labor in here. So they must have been finding some pretty decent gold. It's kind of different digging these old tailing piles out. Kind of a pain. Yeah, we'll get this cut out and we'll get down to where the old timers left off.
By now, I'm feeling pretty ill and about as green as this root.
Whew. Tell ya, the worst part of these bloody roots. Whew. Never ends. Well, we're slowly making headway though. Well, we got a pretty good start on that. Broke through the root layer, through this old tailing pile from the old gold rushers.
Well, as nice as the sampling site is starting to look, I really should be thinking about going home. But we'll tough it out and we'll go light a fire. Fire always makes everything a little better.
Going out in the bush, always have a way to make fire. I got multiple layers. Got matches in a waterproof container. Even got a flint. Yeah, it's just a matter of knowing your area. What makes good fire starter? I always like to have everything sitting here ready to go. So just as the sun touches the hill there, just strike a match to this and then it'll go up in no time. And the guy doesn't have to worry about fire. Right, Brutus?
Well, as nice as it was, that fire really didn't help, and I spent one horrible night in my little cabin.
So as soon as the sun was starting to come out there, I packed up and headed out. Ended up with a pretty bad stomach flu. But yeah, I didn't get to finish doing my metal detecting. Managed to find the one little nugget, but so I got chased out of here at the stomach flu. This time I got Josh with me, so I figure we'll put him to work digging. Yeah, now I'm just gonna go back to camp and get my fire going and just enjoy the rest of the night.
Still feeling a little tired and a bit achy, but nothing beats sitting by a warm fire out on the claim. Well, of course, old Brutus, he doesn't miss a beat. He starts his day off, as always, chasing the squirrels around camp. I'm sure the squirrels are wishing Brutus would eat the wrong kind of berry, like Brutus really cares. But it's time for us to pack up and head down to the sampling site. We're sampling an old bench where the old gold rushers had left off. Just de-rocking and making a small pay pile. Josh made me another deal. If we hit bottom today and get the sample I'm after, I'll let him get out of here. Seems like I'm always making a deal with this young fella. I don't think he really realizes the amount of gold that could be in the hill right behind him. Over the years, I've dropped a lot of sample holes in this area. They've all proved some pretty nice golds. We finally make a good enough pay pile from the bottom of the sample hole. We begin to wash it carefully. Josh already seems a little happier because he's one step closer to home. Washing all the gravel and finally shutting down with a nice little piece of gold staring right back at you. Even Josh seems a little happier. You sure can't beat picking up gold. And the rest of the sample is looking just as good, with some nice pieces of gold that came out of this sample from the bottom of the old channel.
.1 grams from about a half a yard of material.
We managed to pull a nice sample off the bottom of the old river channel. So as agreed, we're going to let Josh go home. Unfortunately, only one of us brought a rain jacket that day. Here's the story of fathers and sons. Me, I could spend my day wandering and exploring the wilderness. This young fella, on the other hand, everywhere he goes, he tries to bring home every piece of scrap metal he finds. Me and Brutus really don't understand. And for the love of God, please don't offer him an old broke down lawnmower. I tell him he can't have a quad, so he makes a deal with Firewood to trade for this old tractor. Well, I guess it's a bit safer. Raising a teenager can be a full-time job, but unfortunately for my wife, we're gonna leave him at home this time. Me and Brius are gonna head out to the claim.
Watch out. Yeah, it's getting colder at night lately. Seasons are changing. Yeah, it wasn't a very good year for berries as well. So it'd be nice to have a little smoke going through the area. Just in case there's any cranky bears out there. Well, tomorrow we'll open up a new sample site just off to the side of camp here. So that'll be kind of nice. A little bit of a treat. Nice easy dig. Well, as easy as digging will get anyway. Well, good morning. Gotta make my coffee here and get my day started. A little cold last night. Made it hard getting up this morning. It's one of them things when you're in a nice warm sleeping bag and it's cool outside. Makes it easy to sleep in a little bit. There's nothing better than camp coffee first thing in the morning, especially on a cool morning. Makes that gas a little bit rich. It's my summer mixture to keep the bugs back. Yeah, now you know why young Joshua is not here. Just loves doing this. I'll have a little coffee break, cool down a bit. We got that site all opened up, ready to go. Snag that firewood. Got all that packed in. Yeah, we'll have a little coffee break here and then we'll get started digging through the root layer and see what's down below.
Every year, I enjoy watching these forests come back to life. From the animals moving back in and taking up shelter and raising their young. In this part of the season, the new life is just starting to move about. A young woodpecker family makes its way through the woods, feeding on insects along the way, with their young one in tow. This young fella has got a lot to learn. And then there's this fella that built his nest down in my sampling hole. Now he's spending his time chasing his young ones around the woods. These little fellas with their bad hairdos ran all around our camp. Poor Brutus really didn't know what to think, as they seemed like they were everywhere. So you want to grow up to be a prospector? Well, you can cancel your gym membership.
Yeah, you can feel the tops of rocks down here. Bit of overburden. Yeah, probably a good 4 or 5 feet anyway. Yeah, lots of digging to go yet. Well, I just managed to hit the old river. We're gonna go get that fire going and just enjoy the rest of the night. Worry about this in the morning. Well, I thought we'd start the day off right. We'll take my chances down here again with this big boulder in the corner. Yeah, I'll grab a sample out of the bottom corner of this here and take it down and pan it out. Just thought it'd be nice to start the day off with a little bit of gold. Now we just got to try to pull out all these rock and see if there's any gravels underneath, or else this clay continues. I'm shooting for the gravel, at least hoping so. Starting to hit a little more of a gravel layer in here. So it's looking promising. But I guess you probably grab a sample pan of this top section of the old river, if in fact that's what we're looking at. Yeah, there's enough gravels in here. Grab a quick pan. What's in the bottom of the pan will tell the story. Well, the good news, we found color. All the black sands, all the black heavies that you would expect. A little bit of flake. So we're definitely on the gold channel now. Yeah. Now that I hit the top of the old channel, I'm gonna go have a coffee break. Hey Ruger, you gonna give me a hand? Huh? Come on, move one of these. Move the rock. I've been sitting here all day. Move the rock, would you? Alright, get that rock. Huh? Holy man, I tell you, between these boulders and you, Brutus. Huh? No help at all. Sit there and listen for the bears, I guess. Whew. Yeah, these are the days you wonder what you're doing out here. Matter of 5 minutes with an excavator. But this is the cheap way of doing things. Not going to lose too much money if this doesn't have any gold at the bottom. Yeah, slowly getting down there. Hopefully we don't run into too many more of these large rocks. Get hard wiggling up these stairs. Ugh. Well, let's hope there's not too many more of them. Well, I managed to hit a false bedrock of clay. Seems to be dipping down the other way, more into the heavier river material, the rocky material. Yeah, with this landslide you'll find all kinds of misformed channels, like say from small landslides and diversions. These twist back and forth and sometimes stack up on each other. Yeah, I've been pulling the stuff off the bottom, make a small pay pile here. I got a bucket of nice red heavies down in a real low point in a clay pocket under that boulder. I'll take that down to the creek before the sun goes down and pan that off. Hopefully we find some color in there. It was a lot of digging. Yeah, obviously the river is just off to the right there. And this is the side channel. But we'll see if there's some gold in it. Well, there's what we managed to pan out of the bottom of the sample hole. It's looking pretty good, some not bad little pieces. But that's just the side to the old channel. We're probably about 10-15 feet off the center of the old river.
Well, it's time to pack up and head on out. More than happy with my samples, as it helps prove out this top flat. With gold found on this top flat, Just makes me wonder what's down below and across this land through the lower valleys. I've secured the rest of this land and we've put in for our permitting. Should be an exciting time. But for right now, we're gonna head out and we're gonna go get Josh. Time to slow this young fella down and get him back out in the woods.
Well, it's time to clean out the old padding trough. I don't mind dirty water, but when you find dead mice in there, bit much for me. Everything's set up, ready to go. Got some nice fresh water. That's always a treat. Last time I was here, I was doing a sample pan in this trough here. Pulled up my rock screen. We had a big bloated dead mouse sitting right on top of the rocks in the middle there. So that was a little disgusting, so I had to go down to the creek there and wash up and finish off my pan and called it quits on this trough. Yeah, old Brutus didn't miss a beat though. He was still drinking out of this thing. Sure be nice to have a gut like a dog. I don't know how he could stomach that. We'd be pretty much in the hospital if we drank that water. Yeah, I got Josh down there in the sample hole, pulling up all the old river gravel from the bottom. Figure we'd flash up the high banker and take a little bulk sample off the bottom. I think I'm just basically on the side of the old river. See the slide material, the clay's dipping down away. The gravel deposit's a lot thicker on that side, so obviously everything's pushed over more to the right on us. But sometimes side pays can have some not bad gold as well.
Over the years, I've explored a lot of claims and dug a lot of sample holes, chasing down these old river channels. If one's gonna have a chance at mining, you best know his ground and the values it holds. I've dotted this whole top section with sample holes, time and time again, uncovering an old channel with good traces of gold. It might take more time prospecting and getting to know an area, but in the long run, it'll make for a great start to a small mine. I've gone to great depths to chase these old channels down and understand the layers within. And of course, the whole point to the sample is to know the values within the old channel. When sampling, I always try to bust the channel into 3 zones, the top, the mid, to the bottom. Always calculating the sizes and the amounts. Of course, the bottom always pays the best. You just can't argue with the gold in the pan. For millions of years, rivers have washed across this earth and shaped the land before us, dragging along with it a heavy mineralized zone, and if you're lucky, a bit of gold. But for now, it's time for us to finish this last sample. Till next time, take care out there.
He's a man of the backcountry wild. He's a man with a backcountry style. searching for treasure yet untold, up and down the creeks for his gold, and it's miner or bust, miner or bust, miner or bust, because it's in his blood and that's what a miner does. Just like the gold rushers of old, who live and died for their gold, with picks, packs, shovels, rifles in hand, up and down the creeks of the backcountry land. It's miner or bust, miner or bust, miner or bust, because it's in his blood and that's what a miner does.